What's up, guys? I'm Chris Puckett, and welcome back to the Modern Warfare 2 Online Pro Circuit Live, brought to you by PlayStation 3. The playoff bracket for the second Online Pro Circuit event started earlier this week, and tonight we have an exciting matchup from the second round of the winner's bracket. Xtravagant, our 2009 Xbox 360 Call of Duty champions, have made their move over to the PlayStation 3 and are coming into tonight's match with our 6th seed. They'll be facing off against a newly formed VXD, the 11th seed. It's our first time seeing these two teams, and both have potential to win the entire bracket. Let's get to the game now as we send it over to our Modern Warfare 2 commentators, Fwiz and Hastro.
Thanks, Puckett, and welcome to the MLG Modern Warfare 2 Pro Circuit Playoffs. I'm your host, Fwiz, and along with me tonight, we've got the Call of Duty prolific player, Hastro. Hastro, how you doing tonight, man?
I'm doing great, Fwiz. We have a great match again tonight. Kicking this thing off on Pro Circuit ladder number 2. We got some players that we're really familiar with, so it's going to be a great game.
Absolutely. We're coming to you live from Winners Round 2, where we've got Xtravagant going against VXD. Xtravagant, a very well-known team in the community. They were our Call of Duty 4 2009 National Championship team, so a lot of you guys are familiar with them. And on the flip side, we have a newly formed team on the PlayStation side in VXD. However, although they are a newly formed team, they have much individual talent that we're going to have to keep an eye out for tonight. Game 1, we're going to be kicking it off with Capture the Flag High Rise. A lot of stuff we're going to have to pay attention to on Capture the Flag High Rise. One being the helipad. Dominant Slayers are going to try to get in that helipad position at the top, and Slay going down looking at both flags. It's a really advantageous spot for both spawns to be able to aim down there and take them out as they're spawning and coming out. Remember, slaying is going to be huge on Capture the Flag so that we're able to get objective players to get the flag caps from either down low or the left and right side of the map. So let's go ahead and kick it off with High Rise Capture the Flag. And Hastro, I want to start it off with VXD on the bottom, and let's take a look at VXD's Dominant Slayer in Mutation. He was our championship team. He was playing on Influence in Pro Circuit number 1. He has moved over to VXD. He's going to be the guy to watch out for. I'm telling you that much.
Yeah, Mutation is going to probably handle a little bit of that slaying role, as well as Modi, True Motivation, here on the PS3. He's another prolific player coming off the Xbox 360. He's made the transition over to the PS3, and I can see some big things happening with him. Looks like Kryptonite's going to be running the objective for Vex, and we're going to kick this thing off right now. Got some opening shots fired pretty quickly.
Guys, this is it. We're live. This is the winners round 2 of Pro Circuit number 2. You heard it there as we've got Mutation on the camera right now. We're going to kind of keep switching back to him in his slaying position. He is hot, guys. He was coming from Influence, like I said earlier. He did have a short stint with Optic Gaming before they were able to form VXD. They were only 5-1 on ladder play, so they haven't played much as a team. That's going to be the real question here tonight, something I'm going to look out for. Although I feel individually this is more of a dominant team. Xtravagant just got the maturity and teamwork to go through the rough times. And I'm going to wonder, Hastro, if VXD is going to be able to do the same thing if we see these guys get down early on Capture the Flag.
Yeah, Mutation got off to a pretty quick start. He posted 4 kills pretty quickly. But, you know, it's all about teamwork here. This is a big team-oriented game, especially this game type. This is one of the fastest Capture the Flag maps that you're going to find. So it's all about this teamwork. It's going to be interesting to see if Vex can gel together here in the playoffs.
And we saw Mutation just get taken out by Sid Rock. He's another big slayer for Xtravagant. Asher, you're pretty familiar with Sid Rock on Team Xtravagant, aren't you?
Yeah, Sid Rock is the new member of Xtravagant, and I'm looking for big things out of him with these guys. He's going to make the transition to that team with no problem. As we see here that they got a flag cap pretty quickly now, so we have Xtravagant up 1-0 right now. Big Timer and Rambo are doing their jobs really well. Rambo's going to be running objective for Xtravagant, and Sid Rock and Big Timer are going to be in that Slayer position with JCap probably running some support.
Yeah, it does. Like you said, Xtravagant was able to get an early cap there, and it looks like VXD has had trouble getting out of the gates, out of their spawn, as we keep seeing Mutation and Modi as they try to move up in advantageous spots. Slayer ground is getting taken out, so now Mutation has kind of been a little bit more conservative here, staying back behind the copier here, keeping an eye on his flag as he knows they're about to deliver it. And again, he's going to have to watch out to see Rambo sneaking under his barrier, taking his shots, and JCap comes from behind, takes out Modi, takes out Mutation. and Rambo falls up on a nice kill on Kryptonite. So we are seeing Xtravagant coming out the gate quickly, and it looks as if they're gonna grab another cap. So I think we should switch our player camera over to the top team, because although I wanted to see VXD do some stuff here early on, it looks to be Xtravagant, the team that's coming out here hot right now and capture the flag. So let's put our player camera on Rambo, as he's already been running 2 flags and is successfully capturing 2 flags right now as he drop shots Kryptonite, and he is very selfless player as he is rocking Marathon Lightweight right now, Hastro.
Yeah, you know, if you're going to be running an objective role here on High Rise and maps kind of like Scrapyard, they're going to be fast game types, and you want to pull as many flags as possible. You might take a lot of deaths, but in the end, the objective player is going to kind of be that player to spearhead the movement, to pick up flags and cap. So, you know, Lightweight Marathon is probably going to be your best bet as an objective player on this map.
And right now, Rambo he's got the ump out, but don't be surprised if you see him pull out the AK later on. If he was only a higher class and was able to have that gun, I don't think he's a 7 or else he would use that AK, so he's going to be selling for the ump with FMJ as he's kind of dancing around here underneath the helipad before making an approach, and it seemed to draw back so he can play a little bit more of a defensive approach, and now he's going to make another push to the flag. Remember, guys, 5 minutes on each side, so both teams get to play on both sides of the map, and it is a 7.5-second respawn delay. Whoever captures the most flags will win game 1 of Capture the Flag. Minute and 20 seconds left here. It looks like VXD is starting to pick it up as they take out Rambo. We switch the player camera over to Sidrock. He has been kind of camping back here all night with the ACR as Circa comes up from behind, takes him out, but Rambo was able to closely take out Circa as well. So we're starting to see VXD move in here a little bit, Hastro, with 1 minute left on this side of the map.
Yeah, what happened there is Xtravagant had a flagpole. They took it towards the basement and tried to push it all the way through the basement into their area, and VXD was able to come in and get a clutch stop on that flag and push up and get the return. So instead of having a 3-0 lead, Xtravagant has a 2-0 lead, which isn't that substantial in high-rise capture the flag. But right now, you're getting a lot of play out of Rambo, who's doing a great job running objective, but he's also double positive at 10 and 5. And anytime your objective player has a couple flag caps and he's double positive, that's a great game for that objective player.
Going huge, absolutely. On top of the leaderboard with his 2 caps, and like you said, 10 and 5. Anytime you're posting a 2-1 as an objective player, that's a good thing here. With 18 seconds left on the clock, remember guys, Xtravagant's favorite game type is capture the flag. They're going to be the most dominant on capture the flag here. As Rambo tries to sneak in, gets a couple stuns on all 3 of VXD's players out in the front. And at the end here, with 7 seconds left, VXD was able to get a cap on the board, so going into halftime on capture the flag, it is 2-1 as Kryptonite was able to pull one out there at the end. That was clutch. They needed it. It was something that was very crucial for VXD to stay in the game. I'll tell you what, on capture the flag, every cap obviously counts, and 2-1, making that smaller margin is going to be helpful to the confidence of VXD. They are a team that can easily get flustered. There's a lot of ego and a lot of talent on that team. So when things are going great for that team, they are going absolutely well, and they can be dominating. But like I said, they can sometimes get that individual talent, that ego to them, and it can be kind of their falter here as we see Rambo grab a flag and moving through green room here on the left, but gets taken out by Bodhi. Nice shot, very clutchy kill by Bodhi with the ACR to take him out. And with this medium, rather a little bit larger, but medium-sized map, you're going to see a lot of ACRs out here by the big slayers. As we switch the camera over to Big Timer, Astro, Big Timer is a huge slayer for Xtravagant. He's going to make or break it when it comes to these flag running objectives. Someone else we're going to have to watch out for on Demolition as a big slayer for Xtravagant.
Yeah, and you know, the addition of Sidrock to this team only makes him that much stronger. Sidrock is well capable of being a main slayer on the pro circuit. He's used to that position, and you know, with having 2 talents like Sidrock and Big Time, you got to watch out for this team. Right now they have a 2-1 lead. Kryptonite managed to get a really clutch flag cap right before that last round ended, and right now it looks like we're kind of at a little bit of a stalemate. Everybody's trying to get control of mid-map, and that's what you want to have on this map on high rise. And right now it looks like Mutation just took out JCap on top of the helipad, took him out of that power position, and they're just kind of trading kills right now, Fwiz. So let's see, Rambo's going to make a push here too.
So that was an interesting move for JCap to take that advantageous ground on the top as one of the most dominant support players Modern Warfare 2. I was surprised that he was getting in such a heavy Slayer position. I'd expect to see maybe someone on as far as either Sidrock or Big Timer get up there for his team, but JCap, he's having looks like he's having a pretty well go so far. I mean, he is 11 and 14. You do want to expect a little bit more from him, but he is helping getting these cap flags for Xtravagant, and something we started off early on in the game where we had pre-flag caps in the first half, we were seeing a little bit more of a defensive approach. With 2 minutes and 50 seconds left on the clock. It is still 2-1 with Xtravagant lead. If you're just now tuning in with us, guys, this is game 1, winners round 2 of the MLG Modern Warfare 2 Pro Circuit Playoffs. We've got our number 6 seed Xtravagant going against VXD, our number 11 seed. And Astro, I was making my predictions earlier in the week, and these are definitely, both these teams are in my top 5 overall teams coming into the playoffs. So this is a really big matchup early on in winners round 2.
Yeah, and what you just saw happen right there was Vex managed to come in, pull a flag, big timer, got the return on it, I believe, or took out the player running the flag, and Vex came out pretty strong there, trying to come off their spawn and get that flag back. Looks like Rambo pulled, but Vex is able to kind of regain their momentum here, and right now, they really kind of have Xtravagant on their heels.
Let's get our player camera over on Sidrock. He has been dominating the Slayer position at 22 and 12. He's back here holding down that flag. There's a reason they've only capped 1 because of this man in the back office as he takes some shots out of nowhere by Modi through the blinds. Nice shooting with the ACR by Modi and takes him out there as Mutation falls up on Big Timer. So Rambo's all alone, having trouble getting out of the spawn, and we see VXD as they were able to pull a flag there, and they're making moves with it as Kryptonite's got it. He is the objective runner coming from Next Threat. He was a dominant force for Next Threat as an objective player, and he's moved over to this very talented team in VXD. With 1 minute and 20 seconds left on the clock, it looks like he's going to be able to pull this flag and cap it, as JCap was not able to get the shots across the map. So we have just tied it 2-2, and Asher with 1 minute left and a tie. Tell our fans and viewers out there what happens when it goes into overtime on MLG with Capture the Flag.
Well, if you're going to end the game in a 2-2 tie here, what we're going to do is actually restart the round all over again and play another 10-minute side. So, you know, we got 55 seconds here. Anything can happen on this map. Circa just came up really, really big for Vex. Did a great job of taking out the players as they spawned in when they got a flag pull. Did a really solid job right there. Now we're in the middle of the map, having a lot of gunfights. This is going to get furious right here. This is where lightweight and marathon comes into play. You have 30 seconds on the clock. That's plenty of time to get a flag across. Looks like everybody's kind of battling mid-map right now to get control.
After do you prefer with 30 seconds, you get aggressive, you just say, let's do this, guys, let's try to get a grab, or do you go for the overtime, you play for the overtime, stack the defense, and you move on and try to play it again?
And that's what makes Call of Duty so dynamic. You know, you have options at the end. When you have 30 seconds left on the clock, you really do have those options. You can play defensively and make sure you can take it to another 10-minute round, or you can go for that cap, but you know, that's a risky move because a counter cap is always possible. With 3 seconds left on the clock, we're going to have a tie here on this map, and we're going to play another 10-minute round on High Rise.
So exactly what you would want in a live stream match, guys. Game 1 ends in an overtime, so we are going to start the map back up. Host is going to end the game, and we're going to restart it here, and we're going to play this map again to determine a winner. I love it in overtime. I'd love to see another, because this was one of my favorite game types, Capture the Flag, High Rise, and that was a huge game. What are we going to have to see coming from these guys as we start up the game again here, Astro?
Well, it's a little bit of what we just saw. You know, Rambo was doing his job as the objective player on Xtravagant, and Kryptonite was kind of slacking at the beginning right there, running objective for Vex. But I really like to see those two kind of go big here and pull a lot more flags than they did last round. We only saw a couple flags get pulled. Rambo probably was a little more successful grabbing the flag, but you know, it's all about getting that mid-map control. We saw a lot of gunfights there, and that's what you expect out of two big, heavy-hitting teams like we have right now.
Well, let's start off with our bottom team. Again, that's going to be Vex this time. VXD coming out as our bottom team as we start the map back over again to determine a winner. Let's put the player cam. Who do you want to roll with? I think we should roll with a little bit of Circa. I want to see what he's been doing for his team. He is a dominant Slayer coming for his team as well. And I'm interested to see what he's going to be able to pull off.
Yeah, Circa had a little bit of a slow start last round, but it seems like he's kind of warming up a little bit.
He is going to be running objective alongside of Kryptonite. Kryptonite's another objective player. Circa is, I believe, one of the best objective players in the game as well. But he can hang. I think he can hang in a slaying position. I'm just surprised I haven't seen more out of him in tandem with Kryptonite. Pulling more flags. I expect those two to do a little bit more than they are doing right now as we see kind of Kryptonite hanging out. Let's put our camera on Modi. He's been doing a lot of playing for Vex so far, so let's switch it over to Modi. He hangs out in the hut right there, takes shots from JCap, and sneaking out.
Yeah, now Xtravagant's pushing in pretty quick right now. They're probably trying to get pretty aggressive and make sure that, well, Mutation's defending their flag really, really well. I believe Big Timer got a pull, but got cleaned up too.
Yeah, Bodhi was able to take him out right outside, and Sidrock takes out Bodhi with a nice headshot, ACR right outside the hut. So I don't know if he's going to try to, tries it. Nope, Kryptonite was able to get the return on the flag there. So the flags have reset. It's a very different pace of the game than we saw early on when we started to capture the flag high rise. Both teams got a little bit more in a defensive approach. As Bodhi, you just saw there, was able to take Big Timer out of that big, strong slang position on the helipad. That's important. Anytime somebody goes up there, you're going to want to make sure you take them out.
Yeah, Modi's playing really smart right now, making sure that Xtravagant doesn't get a pull on their flag. And it looks like we're sticking with him on the cam right now. Meanwhile, Kryptonite is making a quick push for Xtravagant's flag. He's in behind them. He manages to get the pull.
And Kryptonite's running now underneath, and he's got it, but he gets taken out. Nice kill by Sidrock, bottom green there, to take out Kryptonite, because he was moving fast with that flag, trying to get the capture there, but Sidrock was at the right place at the right time as he was able to take him out. So we got Bodhi. We see, we're going to definitely see Vex. They're starting to take a very defensive approach. You see Bodhi's been laying low in the office right on top of the flag, and Rambo just comes in with a fury with that up, and thank goodness that Mutation was there, because he was able to follow up and take Rambo out. But again, as you were saying earlier, Hastro, Xtravagant is just collapsing on Vex's defense and base, and that's been making the difference here. And let's see if they're going to be able to pull a flag out or not here in the next 2 minutes and 20 seconds of the first half. We have to capture the flag high rise. If you're just tuning in, we're playing this map again. The first time resulted in a tie, and on MLG rules, we play the map over again if it results in a tie.
Yeah, and right now we have Circa on the player cam. And Circa did a great job of staying mid-map right there. Didn't panic too much, didn't run back towards his spawn when Xtravagant was making that push. What he did was really allowed his team to get set up in mid-map. Sidrock just cleaned him up, but that still defended their flag really, really well and allowed his team to get control of the map.
So VXD, they're starting to finally push off Xtravagant from their base, starting to make more of approaches. We got Circa still on the player cam. If we're not on him, we'll move it back to him. Instead of going through green, he's going to go to the outside there. Checks Hunt to make sure nobody's there. And he was not able to get that shot off. You got to clean those kills up. If you got somebody in your sight, another sloppy shooting, but he was able to follow up on Big Timer, a heavy slayer for Xtravagant. And now he's hanging out tight because Xtravagant does have their flag as he takes an abundant amount of stuns. He doesn't know if they're going to be coming middle or coming from the left of him. And I don't know if he's going, it looks like he might be running underneath there. Yeah, and it seems Xtravagant is going to probably get this flag cap, or are they moving slow? Yeah, Xtravagant's taking out everybody as Mutation was waiting at the top to take him out, but Sidrock followed up on a nice kill there. And we're going to see with 1 minute on the board, Rambo picks up the first flag cap of here on game. Capture the flag high rise game 1 to take Xtravagant a 1-0 lead here with 50 seconds left in the half, Astro.
Yeah, and right now what they're doing is they're trying to relay that flag, get multiple caps back to back. Circa here is pushed up. He's going to be doing a good job slaying right now. Looks like Vex has 2 down on Xtravagant. Circa is still just kind of pounding that ACR, you know, and hoping that he can clear out the other team, so to make some room for Kryptonite. Kryptonite's sitting at 3 and 12 right now. He's not able to get his hands on that flag if the Slayers aren't doing their job, which they're not at the moment. And on the opposite side, you have Big Timer and Sidrock right now, and they are, you know, they're plus 18 right now between both of them, and they're really doing their job as Slayers, doing really well, making sure that their team can get a pull on the other flag.
Yeah, like you said, 27 and 9 combined, the two are in the slaying position right now for Xtravagant, and that was what made Rambo able to pull that flag with 2 seconds. We retire the clock here in the half. We're going to switch sides, 1-0 lead, and again, we're seeing a very similar story that we saw early on. A very hard-fought battle, which you can expect all night between these teams. Let's switch our player camera over to the top team, and I want to put it on, we're going to keep an eye on Big Timer and Sidrock, but let's start it off with Sidrock here first, as he's been just slaying cats left and right. He's hanging in the hut. He's going to be playing the defensive slayer role here from the hut. Anybody tries to move in here, he's going to take him out. As he's moving off to the side, going to go through green room. As a slayer, they're going to stay anywhere in the middle of the map. Try not to push them too far. They got to keep an eye on their own flag. As he shoots the crates, got to get away from there. Don't want that to explode in your face. But Sidrock right now is in the power position up top, and if you let this guy stay up there, he will wreak havoc on your team. So it is going to be instrumental for VXD to take out Xtravagant on the top. Sidrock and Circa did just that as Rambo's running through green, He's got flag, gets down, but Kryptonite was able to take out Rambo. That was a huge kill on Kryptonite because Rambo was able to turn around, wait for him prone, and Kryptonite came in on a nice kill. Switch player came over to Big Timer. I don't know, Vex is starting to make some runs getting inside here right now, Hastro.
Yeah, you know, they are making some nice pushes, but Xtravagant really has control right now. The score really isn't indicative of what's going on in the game. Right now, Xtravagant is pretty much dominating. They're making sure that when the other team gets a pull, just like what just happened right there, when Kryptonite pulls that flag, there's always somebody there in his face. And
he's done an impressive job of just that. As you said, as far as he makes sure to come back. He's actually a great player with Marathon Lightweight, you know, on at both times to still be effective in playing position when he's got to play back on defense flag.
yeah, so this is what I mean right here. You know, every time that Kryptonite manages to get a flag pull, and they're 3 down on Xtravagant, the last person for Xtravagant manages to come up clutch, and that's what they're doing a great job of doing right now. It's all about coming up clutch when you're the last man left and the other team has 4 up and your flag. And right now, Xtravagant is doing a great job of finding that flag carrier when they're the last man and taking them out.
With 2 minutes and 50 seconds on the clock right now, Kryptonite was able to pull the flag as he's going underneath, and he's caught. Nope, he gets fed by Sidrock on the left side here, was not going underneath. Let's put our player cam, switch it over to Big Timer, see what he's able to do in that slaying position. He sees somebody up for VXD on top of the helipad. As they jump off, he tries to shoot and does not take him out there. He did get a stun on him to slow him down, and now Big Timer will hop up in the helipad position. Try to see if he can catch anybody coming out of spawn. And see it. He gets that bird's eye view, that aerial view of the entire map, where he takes out Mutation coming through the middle here. This is really, if you can stay set up like I said earlier, this is going to be huge. With 2 minutes and 20 seconds left on the clock, they're just going to be able to retain a 1-0 lead. Not much room for error on Xtravagant's end. VXD has got to get a flag cap here for overtime or something here. But Rambo for Xtravagant pulls another flag, and he's going quick left side. Moving real quick with Marathon Lightweight. He makes an interesting move and runs up the middle here on a helipad. Jumps down. Kind of courageous move here. And I don't know what he's going to do here.
I like that route by Rambo, but he got a little too creative there at the end.
It did get a little sloppy there at the end, but it was certainly brave to try to take it up helipad up the middle. It was certainly nothing VXD was going to anticipate. And with 1 minute and 30 seconds on the clock, the only people pulling flags right now is Xtravagant. VXD's got to get in there. They want to tie it up. Minute and 30 seconds left. Nice shooting all around by Xtravagant. I mean, that has really made the difference. Like we were talking about earlier, Big Timer positive at 22 and 14, and Sidrock 19 and 11. Now Rambo has not been able to boast that 2-1 kill death ratio at an objective position like he was able to do game 1 before we played into this overtime.
Well, we just had all 4 go down for Xtravagant real quick, so this might open the door, Quiz.
We'll see here. They didn't capitalize on it too much, as it seems like everybody was able to get back in position. That was close, though. That's what you got to do. You got to do it a little bit earlier on. 50 seconds left on the clock. I don't know. It looks like they're starting to secure it up. A Mutation gets a kill on Big Timer, Modi on JCap, and now they're pulling the flag. But Sidrock almost ran right by him, but Sidrock was there to take out Mutation and Circle.
Oh, Sidrock got clutch.
And
there's the teabag. Sidrock is known for doing that, man.
That's terrible. That's terrible. I can't believe we caught that on footage, but nonetheless, Sidrock is in that position there as he's taking some damage from the Semtex. But with 20 seconds left on the clock, it looks like Xtravagant is able to clean up VXD's last push here. And I think they're going to be set up just fine, because even if the flag does get pulled, Xtravagant's got JCap and Sidrock in the back to take care of business. And they're able to pull it. So no doubt about it that Xtravagant is going to capitalize after this overtime. They were able to win game 1, 1-0, Hastro. That was an intense matchup on both parts of game 1.
Yeah, we had a really close match right there. You can't really complain about what you guys just watched. I mean, that was an amazing match to check out. You have, like I said, some heavy hitters in here, some players who have been a staple on the pro circuit since early Call of Duty 4. And right now they're showing that they still have all the skill it takes to make transitions in between consoles and do their jobs.
So we'll be back to bring you game 2 of the MLG Modern Warfare 2 Pro Circuit. Guys, if you're just tuning in, this is the winners round 2 where we're watching Xtravagant and VXD. We'll be back after this quick commercial break to bring you game number 2.